Now, what is a persona? So many artists on YouTube have a persona as a way of representing themselves online without having to show their faces. And it usually takes an artist a while to come up with a design that they feel like represents them. And for a while, I also had a persona, in quotation, that I used to represent myself online. But this persona, I just like slapped some things together I liked and then called it a day. I don't even have a standalone art for this persona like I do now for the one I just created. All these drawings I'm showing are stills from TikToks I've done using this design. And there's even an earlier version where I'm just in a regular t shirt and some jeans. This persona I was using was really not how I wanted to express myself online. I didn't even have a color scheme for this Sona. It was just all nothing, honestly. Now, though, I've redesigned my Sona to something that I love, and I'm obsessed with drawing her to the point I can barely draw anything else. I'm obsessed with drawing dynamic poses, and this persona really fits into that category. The way she is designed made it possible for me to draw poses that might not be possible with a regular human body, but it makes it so much more freeing to be able to push poses in a way that looks right but may not be anatomically right. So, for my first ever video to my new YouTube channel, I wanted to take you through how I designed my Sona. It was a very long and rigorous process that took me days to figure out with a lot of thinking and redraws, and yeah, it really did not take me that long. And right after I designed it, I made this TikTok announcing the change.
That's weird. I guess I'm the only one that's not cursed.
Alan, you're a spider!
No, I was always like this. Me was born this way.
I immediately fell in love with this new design, and I'm going to show you all the art I've made with her that I've already posted on most of my socials. Okay, so for my first speed paint, I decided to create a character sheet to get comfortable with drawing the new design, which really did not take that long because I really loved this new design. It's in this file I created my new design that took max 3 minutes, then I immediately started drawing her. I just went in and put down a lot of poses that I was excited to draw and then went crazy. It's also with this new persona design that I figured out how I liked to render my regular drawings. And even though I've been drawing for years, I still struggle with anatomy, which is why I love dynamic poses because it kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone and forces me to understand the body in poses that obscure other parts rather than just a front on angle. My anatomy professor would be so disappointed with how much I struggle, but I love you, Queen. Anyways, this is just a basic character sheet to show the way the design can move and the different facial expressions that are possible. And since this is the first artwork that I did with this design, the coloring is not where I am right now with my other speed paints, which you'll see how I've started to develop my own sense of coloring, not only with my persona, but also my other works. And to be, which you'll see with my last piece that I really love, I went for the dynamics, even if the pose is not all that possible. I think I didn't really check. Okay, so second drawing. And all these drawings are in the order that I drew them, so you'll see the development over time of what I went through. But for this drawing, I decided to modify the clothes that I usually wear to fit the theme that I wanted to draw. So the theme of this one was winter. So for the leg warmers, I made it a thicker material and made my shirt into a sweater with a thick hoodie in the back and hope that the cold theme came across. I loved doing this pose also because I first went for a dynamic pose and then saw how much more I could push it, which I posted on my Insta story for my supporters to vote on. So if you want to vote on these things, follow me on Insta, wink wink. And with this pose, I was able to move up the leg warmer to show that there was shoes underneath and that the leg warmer thing wasn't my actual leg, which was something I wanted to make very clear. There isn't really a set design for the shoes that's underneath because I rarely draw it, but I do want to draw it more in the future. So that is a design I want to work on with my followers on both TikTok and Insta, which should be fun. There was no really major purpose behind these drawings other than exploring how I can play with this character, like modifying the clothes to fit a theme, but they can also be used for a showcase for others because I currently have commissions open, but I don't have a set commission sheet to show people, so these drawings could potentially help with that. Anyways, back to the drawing. In this drawing, I included pops of green because green was a color I was heavily deciding between to add to the color scheme. So instead of making it a main color, I decided to just let it be an accent color sometimes I can use on drawings because I feel like it still looks good with these colors. I'm happy with this decision because now I can make more complex designs for my standalone drawings that would include this color more as opposed to things like my sprites or quick drawings. And that is that for my second drawing, which is the quickest one out of all three. Okay, so last drawing. This one is my most recent drawing of my persona, and not only am I happy with the pose once again, but also the background. The background is not that complex, but it gives context to the actual drawing because it looks like my persona is in the sky. You'll see when we get there. And even though I'm happy with the pose, I'm not too sure if it looks all that correct, which I don't really care that much because this is the exact kind of thing I was hoping I could do with this character. My head can leave my body for God's sake, so I don't really think accurate anatomy is that important, just vibes. So going into this drawing, I had a clear vision of what I wanted the character to be doing, but not what the background would be. And most of my drawings are riddled with the white void curse, or I just put on the simplest of background to add some type of context. I'm fine with this for now because I'm still proud of my work and the characters are the most important part, but I'm kind of working towards publishing a webcomic in the future, which is why I've opened a print club that allows me to grow and learn in things like environment and character work with my followers who decided to subscribe. All these small background works have helped me build confidence and understanding with what type of setting would fit the character that I'm currently drawing. So if you want to join me on my learning journey, you can join my print club if you want. It's on my website, which is in my bio, and I can show you the print that I've done for the past 2 months that I've opened it. Now this drawing has become one of the helpful upgrade that has advanced my perspective and dynamic work, so I'm super happy with it and hope that in my future drawings I'll be able to play with more textures and even more storytelling. And that's all I have for you today for my first ever art YouTube video that I finally put out, even if the quality is not that great and I sound super awkward recording this. I hope you can overlook that and just look at the art because I can't wait for this journey to commence. Now that I've finally graduated art college, it's just me, my art, and the artistic career that I'm trying to build. Hope y'all come along. Bye!